it's time for a bit of a living legend to come on.
This guy needs no introduction. I'm not sure what's in the background. He needs to do a bit of tidying up, if I'm honest. Just a little bit untidy.
It looks, right now he looks a bit like a physicist.
Yeah.
So let's get him on and see what people think. It's the one, the only, Brain Dagul, apparently.
Brain Dagul. It's Brain Dagul.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I certainly don't have a brain. I think it's pretty much evident there. Second of all, I've gone from cleaning my room to a physicist by the two of you. And thirdly, behind me is my chair almost buckled. My mother-in-law's cabinet with lots of crap in it. So that's not my bedroom. So yeah. But how are we doing, boys, and everyone in the chat?
Really good, mate. Really good. Have you had any phone calls about your about standing for Mark Cucurella's stunt double?
Jesus Christ! You know what? Nick, Barry, Sean, Phil, Grant, you're going to have a dilemma when I see you. You're going to have a bit of a dilemma, and that dilemma would be mild concussion, coma. You choose. Yeah. But yes, that's the violence out of the way. Back to normal programming.
Yeah. Brian, how did you find that match? What were your thoughts?
Oh no, we don't make things easy for ourselves, do we? It was a very, very hard-fought victory, but listen, it's a win. That's all that mattered. It didn't matter about the. Everyone was saying with Kulusevski, and then it turned out apparently there's a few more of them that may have got this bug. Then obviously the quick turnaround in the game. How will the boys react? Again, the pressure showing. Again, pressure is on them to get above the filth, and they may have taken a while to get the job done, but they got the job done.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I have to say that I think Sessegnon deserves a lot of credit today, and I've been a fan of his. And he, as I was saying, he seems to know that left wing back role better, and he's showing not just attacking wise. He made a great blocker in the first half from a header, and he just seems to be growing in stature. All right, we've got to make sure he doesn't get an injury, but was impressed with him and Bentancur in the first half. Really impressed with Bentancur in the first half.
Yeah, it was a departure from the form that he showed the game before Arsenal. I always forget who he played before Arsenal. Coming into it, he's sort of rediscovered that sort of grit and steel that he's brought to the midfield. Yep. Obviously, we don't have many options with Sessegnon. A number of people sort of said he's got that tentativeness about him, but that. I thought it was on show this today again. What about yourself? Do you think that maybe he's still holding back a little bit, maybe not committing quite as much because he's worried about injury?
Do you know what? I really think he is, Rez. And I think the other thing is as well, I think he's got to do that at the moment because we can't risk him getting injured because obviously Reguilon's out. So it's literally, he's growing in a bit of confidence. He's getting more game time. And every time he gets this little run going, it is when an injury comes up. So I reckon if he can just get through the Norwich game, because he will obviously start, and he gets a proper pre-season under Conte, and Conte's team can look at him and say, right, this injury, and address it, then I think we'll see the player we signed. And I just have to say, regarding the penalty, if it had been against us, I would have given it. And listen, Ashley Barnes' arm was in such a stupid position. If you'd given him a glow stick, he could have waved my flight in a few weeks' time. It was in that kind of position. So anyone saying that weren't a penalty, listen, if that was against us, I would have said, hands up, that's a penalty to Burnley in the letter of the law. It was a penalty. My God, did we need it? And this lucky shirt has been bringing in little slices of luck, and that was definitely one of them.
How does it smell?
Yeah, is it still unwashed?
I must admit, it's still unwashed. I have a chicken wing stain that I got when I was with Cody to prove it. It's very, very hot here today, so I've already said to my wife when she goes shopping, you have to buy me 2 spray-on deodorants so I can just blitz the motherfucker on both sides before I wear it again, because
only one more match. Only one more match.
Well, no, this is the thing, Rez, and I might be putting an end of season poll. If we win the last game, do I need to keep it like this till next season? So that's keep the streak going.
That's a good one. Let's hear from the comments on this one.
Well, I'm going to have an end of season poll as well. You see, this is the dilemma I've got myself in now.
This is the question: if we win against Norwich, does Brian wash his shirt in preparation for next season or not? So let us know in the comments, and do hit the like and subscribe. You've also got a super chat there from Gaguma, by the way, just saying Brian Dagul, because Gaguma's just like that. She's a little bit awesome,
it's like
isn't
the
she?
4th or 5th super chat.
Yeah, so thank you for Gaguma. Bri, Nick Pope kept his side in it. Man of the match, I think. Other than him, obviously you've mentioned Sessegnon, Bentancur. Any other players for you stand out from the Spurs team today?
I think, do you know what? Again, I think Emerson had another solid performance. Let's be serious. That's like 3 solid performances in a row. He's certainly seeming either something's clicked or he's feeling more settled at Tottenham. They are definitely better. No one can come away again and say Emerson was the weak link or anything. He was not. He had when he took that shot, everyone was going, no. Mate, he channeled his inner Roberto Carlos with that shot, didn't he? I was like, Jesus Christ.
I prefer to think his inner Tom Huddleston.
You could do that. I went down the Brazilian route. You went down the Tottenham route. So his inner Roberto Huddleston, let's say. So he certainly did that. I think Højbjerg again were put in a solid performance. And do you know what? We all spoke before the game, or I certainly did. And I think a lot of people would have been saying they wanted to see Bergwijn instead of Mora. But Mora put in a shift today. That weren't the Leicester shift. That was a lot more positive, a lot more what he can do. But yeah, Nick Pope, do you know what? I've been a big fan of Dean Henderson to come in to be the eventual successor to Hugo.
Yep.
But Nick Pope showed today what he can do, and obviously at Burnley he gets rained on a lot more with shots. So we all know he's a good goalkeeper, but some of the saves he pulled off today were outstanding, and he rightly gets man of the match, doesn't he? Rightly so.
I think so.
Absolutely. Just City have just come out and scored.
So
that's it's going to be an interesting half. 4 minutes in, they've got a goal,
still the beginning of the second half, yeah?
Yeah, they've just kicked off the second half 5 minutes in. So that's going to go down to the wire.
An interesting
Brian, what are your plans for tomorrow night? Are you going to be watching it or?
Of course, I'll be watching it. Of course, I'll be watching it. Someone has actually responded to the tweet I put out, said you need to wear this tomorrow for that game. I was like, hell no. Am I breaking the streak over the filth? There is no way the filth is getting anywhere near unless we play them. I am definitely watching that, mate. I am 1,000,000,000% all over that game. All over that game. And I'm actually going on Chris's show on the Hotspur Hood, because the last time I did that and Arsenal were playing on a Monday night, they got walloped by Crystal Palace.
Yes,
3-0. So not that I'm superstitious at all. I mean, I've just had another one, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching it, and I will be singing and playing the Paul Gascoigne "Fog on the Tyne is all mine," and putting on my "Why I man, why I."
You're gonna channel the spirit of the Northeast.
I am. Why
Toronto.
Why I
think we will. Absolutely, I think so too. So let's talk about psychological damage, Brian. How psychologically damaged are Arsenal going into that Newcastle game after the battering that we gave them on Thursday?
Do you know what it is as well? It's not just the battering we gave them that would have done it. Not just the incredible 12th man that you all were on Thursday. They've now gone and seen us when we've had to again show, right, Arsenal, pressure back on you, and we've gone and done it. And going, as I've said on many streams now, going to St James's Park at any time when that crowd is pumped, it's my favourite away day by 1,000,000,000 miles. Those fans, for once, going into the last home game of the season, are going to be jubilant. They're not in any relegation dogfight. They're not in any struggle. And rather than thinking, oh my God, who the fuck are we going to get? We're going to have to do our own Danny Rosing and Google who's coming in. They're like, right, let this summer begin. They are going to be absolutely buzzing for what's about to come. And that stadium on a Monday night, under the lights, on an evening game, last home game of the season, St James's Park will be rocking. And I think they're going to buckle to it again. And look at their defence. I think literally, I am absolutely certain Newcastle getting 3 points.
Awesome. Excellent stuff. I'm going to ask you a prediction question in a moment, but before we do that, final thoughts on today's result.
Again, disciplined. got through the game. I got very concerned when we saw Bentancur hobble off, but he came back on. Let's just hope he came on just for the sake of just running out the clock and whatever. Let's hope we can wrap him up in cotton wool. And you know what? Like we said, I mean, when Ashley Barnes hit the post, I was like, oh, here we go. I was like, Jesus Christ. But you know what? Again, the pressure came on us, and they stood up and did us proud again. Once again, I mean, if you had told me at the beginning of the week at Liverpool, we'll take 7 points from 9, this would happen. We wouldn't, with all the pressure that was on us in these 3 games. They've stood up. They've been accountable. They've put in performances that we can all be proud of. All right, this performance they've just given wasn't the most glitz and glamour and delightful spectacle, but with Antonio Conte, winning is winning. It doesn't matter how you do it. And this is where Tottenham has struggled for a long, long time. And it looked like in the first half, trying to break them down was going to prove a nightmare. And then, like I said, Ashley Barnes waved in the jet. And Harry Kane took that penalty and does what he does. So it's in our hands now. Or not in our... You know what I mean? We go to Norwich now. And then with Sonny, I really wish he had scored. And like the caller before said, I think it all depends on how big Salah's injury is.
That is the predicting question. Do you think Sonny's going to get the golden boot?
But we'll put it. Do you know what? If let's say Salah is, let's just go on the assumption that he's going to be rested for the Champions League, because you got to bet that Liverpool will want to do that, unless the Man City score goes against them and they need him on the pitch. I've got a feeling that Norwich, they're going to come out and just want to put on a show anyway, because they're going down. And that's going to favour us completely. And if we can get 2 or 3 goals up, and top 4 is an assurance, if there's any penalties, I'm sure Kane will give it to Son to try and get that. But only when, like, we know we're winning and that's it. So do you know what? The way things are going right now, with everything in a positive, let's be positive. Let's be positive and go, he's going to obliterate it. And not only just share it with Salah, he's going to beat Salah.
Fantastic stuff. Brilliant, Brian, as always. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
And the overall consensus in the chat is no, Brian, do not wash your shirt.
Excellent. There you go.
Well, for next season, Ilana, people said I can't wear the shirt for I can't wash it for next season.
There you go.
She has just vetoed that outright, so I might have to play hide the shirt. Although you'll probably be able to smell the shirt. So
I think by the time you get back from the UK, it'll have developed into a new life form.
I'll bring it to the UK, but then I'll probably open my suitcase and I'll be fucking knocked out. Listen, I made a promise that I won't say these words if we won. So I'm not going to say these words. You all know what I'm going to mean.
The fingers are still being flexed.
Exactly.
So,
it's going to be back Conte with this finger and come on Newcastle with that finger. But they both mean the same thing, which is the original. I just can't say it. Absolutely. But guys, great show. Love you guys. Love everyone in the chat. Come on Newcastle. Let's do this.
Big love to you, Brian.
Big up, Brian. Big up Mark Cucurella.
Big up Mark Cucurella.